Most people learn by their own mistakes, and that is a way too expensive price to pay, because the mistakes can be too great for what we can tolerate in our life. A much better way is to learn from those in the past who has lived great lives, who have really contributed to society. So today we will look at the lessons of history and how we can apply them in our own lives. The first big advantage I want to talk about is the invention of the written word, when we started being able to read books, to read about what other people had done that worked, and we could start doing that ourselves. That made a huge jump to that civilization that had the written word and that could print books. The second point is new tools that increased efficiency. So groups of people throughout history who did not have access to new tools and who lived in isolated places, they got left behind, or they got taken over by more civilized societies, and they needed to work for these people. So the third point is specialization. So in a group of people, when they could start to specialize in different areas, they became much more efficient as a group. Because so many other small societies, they were all day long, they were occupied with producing food or gathering food. But when a small society saw their individuals being able to specialize in different areas, they became much more efficient as a society. The fourth point is living in an area where they had access to new innovations. So that was a huge game changer. Imagine if you lived nearby where they had just invented the wheel, where they had just started to domesticate animals so they could use them for plowing, for example, to increase food production, or where the written word was invented, for example. You had a big chance of riding that wave and having a huge advantage over other societies that did not have access to these tools. What does this mean for us today? How can we apply this for ourselves? Something that I've applied is reading, and especially biographies from smart people, movers and shakers who really made a dent in history and contributed. Because that gives courage. It also gives great ideas on what we can do in our lives. The second point is that we can use new technology for our advantage, not just doom scroll on Instagram or on YouTube or something. I mean, using technology and new inventions for our own benefit, for our own small company, or in our work that makes us more efficient. We can specialize in a field. This is something that Warren Buffett often talks a lot about, that the best doctor in a city will always have customers, will always have patients. So if you're the best in your field, you will have a protection against inflation. You will have a protection against many things in life. And how do we do that? Well, in your field, you can search and find the absolute best experts in the world in your field, and you can read about them, you can take courses from them, or take trainings with them. Even if it's really expensive, that's great, because that means that most other people in your field, your competitors, will not spend money doing that. So that's actually great for you. So if you can learn that, that will put you apart from everyone else in your field. We can also make sure to connect with the right people, to make sure you could live in a place where there's lots of innovation, for example. And if you could be in that area or connect with these people somehow, you could do it online also. That could be a great way for you to be in that network. It's great to find ways to help these people, because as all people, they have problems. If you can help them to solve that, that's a great thing. You should associate with these people. You should learn from them, because they know great stuff, and great ideas can come about from that. If you want to get more ideas, what you can extract from history and how you can apply that in your own life, I can really recommend this book, Guns, Germs and Steel by Jared Diamond. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again next week.